Matt Smith here reporting for the Sports Talk Media Network in the wake of Clemson's boat racing of Appalachian State. It was a feel-good night here at Death Valley as Clemson manhandled Appalachian State from the Sun Belt 66-20, and perhaps that final score doesn't even tell the story. It was an absolute show for Clemson, an onslaught from the very opening kick. I think most observers would have had Clemson opening the season at 1-1, so they're where I believe most of us believe they would be. But after questions arose about that Clemson offense in the first week, not being able to do much offensively against Georgia, a lot of questions started to arise about whether Cade Klubnik was the answer long-term at the quarterback position, whether Garrett Riley really was a fit here at Clemson. Well, Clemson couldn't have done any more to quell those concerns tonight. 8 touchdown drives in the first half, just absolutely blitzing the Mountaineers from every angle. A 56-0 lead for Clemson in the second quarter. They throttled down from there and just cruised to victory. Klubnik was razor sharp. Anybody that's a critic of Cade Klubnik would have to watch this film twice. It's hard to pick apart anything Cade Klubnik did wrong. 23 of 26, a career high, 378 yards, 5 touchdowns through the air, 2 on the ground, and led all 8 of those touchdown drives in the first half. The average time of possession for Clemson on those 8 touchdown drives, 1 minute, 53 seconds. You can't find fault with anything that Cade Klubnik and Clemson did in the first half tonight. Racking up 525 yards of total offense, which is a school record, the first 500-yard half in school history. It was something to behold. And while the Clemson offense was buzzing, the defense mauled Appalachian State at the line of scrimmage, forcing 5 punts in the first quarter. Again, the final score was 66-20. Appalachian State fought back a little bit, but standing 8 count by then. The game was long over, well in hand for Clemson, and it was just a 4-quarter party here at Death Valley. Phil Maffa was part of the show early. 10 carries, 118 yards, an 83-yard touchdown run, the longest of his career. Bryant Westco Jr., there were questions, hey, where are these talented young receivers? Well, Bryant Westco Jr., 3 catches, 130 yards, and the first touchdown of his career, scored the first time he touched the football here at Death Valley, so that was his welcome to Memorial Stadium. Jake Briningstool, the security blanket, once again for Cade Klubnik. They have tremendous chemistry. 7 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns for Jake Briningstool. But is it enough to quiet the critics? But I asked that question, and it may be rhetorical. I don't know that the critics matter now because Clemson was beaten soundly by Georgia, and now they beat Appalachian State soundly, putting them right where we thought they'd be at 1-1. The critics may not matter because what Clemson needs to focus on at this point is getting itself to the ACC championship game, and that journey is going to start in 2 weeks against NC State. I know NC State took a loss to Tennessee, but still a team that most expect to contend for one of those 2 spots in the ACC championship. And Clemson's going to get a week off. They've got a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence, a lot of good film to build on now after 2 games. They'll get next week off before they do open conference play right back here at Death Valley against Grayson McCall and North Carolina State. We'll have it all covered for you at Sports Talk. Tune in for Phil and Chris weeknights 6 to 8. Stay up to date with the latest Clemson news 24/7 at sportstalksc.com and on Twitter at SportsTalkSC.